Greetings, humans, and welcome back to the Thing of the Week podcast. My name is Dan.
And I'm Tiarra.
And this week, our Thing of the Week is Under the Dome, the brand new CBS television series that just made its debut a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, and it has very good ratings.
Yes.
The biggest summer debut of any TV show of any kind since 2007.
Yep.
So everyone's talking about it, and we thought we would too.
So Under the Dome is based on a Stephen King novel, or I guess loosely based on a Stephen King novel. So of course that means that it takes place in Chester's Mill, Maine.
Yes.
Because everything that Stephen King writes takes place in Maine, for reasons.
And I think that the series does a great job of being Stephen King-ish, even beyond the initial. It doesn't just take the premise, it takes a lot of Stephen King elements, I feel like.
Yes, definitely. Actually, I was just reading like an open letter from Stephen King on his blog or something where he was talking about how a lot of people had complained because apparently a lot of things have changed from the book to the TV show. And basically what Stephen King said was, if you like the book, it's still there. There's nothing stopping you from reading it. But if it was exactly the way the book was, then you would already know what it is and you'd be bored. So apparently a lot of I've never read this particular Stephen King novel because I have a little bit of trouble reading Stephen King because he is very wordy. I think he's paid by the word. So.
Under the Dome, my understanding is Under the Dome is over 1,000 pages.
Yeah.
So,
a little bit wordy. But apparently like a lot of characters were combined together and, different things. But so far it seems pretty interesting. I mean, there's a bunch of characters that they've already established. There's Barbie, the mysterious guy who is just going through town and gets stuck under the dome.
First seen burying a dead body.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes.
Who is the husband of the woman who is the only journalist / owner of the only newspaper in town.
Yeah.
And sassy redhead, let's call her, because I totally forget her name.
I know no one's name from the show except for Barbie.
Except for Barbie.
And he's not a serial killer, but the guy who acts like a serial killer.
Who is named Junior.
Yes, I know Barbie and Junior.
Yeah. And Junior's dad is like one of the city council. He's the only city council person inside the dome apparently, and he's kind of weird. And the preacher is like a sleazebag, and I don't know, there's like all sorts of interesting character things going on, even if we can't remember any of their names. But come on, give us a break. It's only 2 episodes in.
Yeah.
So.
They'll get there. And they haven't had a lot of time of people saying each other's names
right.
all the time and things. So it moves a lot, and it has a lot of interesting stuff going on that I am looking forward to seeing how it turns out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And just a couple episodes in, it looks like they are keeping everything moving really well. There are a few, I think, probably things that people already can tell we're going to get tired of really quickly. I think one of those is the Junior plot line, which is sort of not connected to anything else and is very strange.
Yeah, he's like apparently like a psychopath. And, like, he's obsessed with this, I think her name is Angie.
Yeah.
She's a waitress, and he's obsessed with her. And so he kidnaps her. He thinks that, like, Barbie is, like, sleeping with her or something.
Yeah. So
he kidnaps her and puts her inside of his father's, like, old abandoned, like, war bunker.
Yeah.
And like traps her there, and just like the way that he acts like is already getting on my nerves, and I'm like, I'm ready for this plot line to be over.
Yeah. Perhaps we should kind of take a step back for people who haven't read the book or seen the first couple episodes and want to know if they want to check it out or not for what the actual premise of Under the Dome is. And it's pretty interesting. It's a dome comes down over the town suddenly, and no one knows where it came from, and it cuts off all access to the outside world.
It also cuts a cow in half.
It does cut a cow in half, which
That's how you know that the dome has arrived.
Yeah.
Because it's invisible.
Yeah, it's invisible and it lets air through. So, I mean, though I don't think the people inside the dome know that, but we kind of can tell, I think.
Yeah. And so yeah, and it messes with electronics, and it like keeps sound out as well as in. So you see like all these different military guys, around the dome, like watching over it and intentionally ignoring everybody inside the dome.
Yeah.
There's one radio station inside of Chester's Mill, and it is able to kind of sort of get some radio frequencies from the outside where they're like picking up government radio waves, and so that's how they find out that they're under a dome.
Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see as it goes on, sort of how devolved it gets. I think it could be one of those shows that if you're watching season 2, it's so completely different from the beginning of season 1, you almost don't recognize it's the same show. I mean,
Right.
we'll see. I think it could very easily change drastically in tone as it goes on, which is sort of the interesting part of it. I will say that the cow getting cut in half is up there in terms of the best thing to happen on television this year.
Yeah, that was a pretty kind of just like unexpected and just kind of suddenly like part of the cow inside facing the camera falls down and the other side stays up, so you just see like the inside of a cow.
Yeah, I was not expecting that to be like how they showed that.
Yeah, so it was pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is definitely an interesting premise, like this town cut off, and there's people who were just passing through, stuck in there, and then there's something strange going on with the sheriff and this preacher and the councilman, and they're hoarding cocaine.
And it'll be interesting to see. I think one weak point so far, the first couple episodes, they've had to spend a lot of time setting things up. I think one weak point has been giving personalities to more people. We sort of had trouble remembering their names, like the sheriff lady, not the sheriff, the deputy lady,
Right.
who's now like in charge of everything.
Yeah.
Is like I don't feel like she has a lot of character traits at this
Right.
point. It's been a few episodes, but that's true of a lot of TV shows, I feel, early on.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I think it's gonna take some while. I mean, the problem is that you have a lot of characters,
Yeah.
and then some characters you're giving a lot of like screen time to and like personality to, like Barbie and Junior for whatever reason, and like the journalist lady, and then some characters just haven't had the chance to develop yet.
Yeah.
So like the only thing that they've got going for them is either, oh, I'm stuck inside the dome, or oh, my fiance's stuck outside the dome.
Yeah.
So, and I'll also be interested to see if they do anything with the people outside, because half of the town of Chester's Mill is stuck outside of the dome, so.
Yeah, apparently they've explained a lot of this by saying there was like a parade in the neighboring town that day or something, so like most of the city government is outside the dome.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to see how it develops.
There's
going
already
forward.
one dude who's like going apocalypse mode.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I think it'll be definitely interesting. It's probably one of the more interesting things that has come onto TV lately.
It's certainly on CBS.
Yeah.
This does not feel like a CBS show.
Yeah, CBS is like the home of your grandma's favorite murder mystery.
Yeah.
Cop procedural show.
Yeah, it's probably the only like ongoing sci-fi or continuity-based show I can think of on CBS right now.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how it fits into their schedule going forward too.
Yep, definitely.
So we recommend Under the Dome, and that is this week's Thing of the Week. Tune in next week to see what we're talking about. My name is Dan.
I'm Tiarra.
And this has been the Thing of the Week.
We'll see you next time.